Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, the fish in the sea and the birds in the air have souls? Well, today we're diving into a reflection that explores that very idea. It's called Souls That Swim and Soar, and it's a concept from the very first pages of the Bible that might just change how you see the animal kingdom. So, our guide for this little journey is a reflection on Genesis chapter 1, verses 20 to 23, taken from the Bible diary. We're going to be looking at the fifth day of creation, and trust me, we'll uncover some pretty profound details that are so easy to miss. The whole thing kicks off with this incredibly powerful line from Genesis. Now, you've probably heard it translated as living creatures, right? But the original Hebrew, the text uses a phrase that literally means living souls. And that little difference, well, that's everything. It's the key to what we're talking about today. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're on day 5 of the creation story in Genesis. So far, the world has light, a sky, land. The stage is set. And now, God turns his attention to filling up the water and the air. On this day, God brings forth life in 2 massive domains, the water and the sky. And, the commentary makes a great point here. This isn't about modern biology. The categories are just beautifully simple. If it swims, it was made. If it flies, it was made. This even includes the great sea monsters, which, could mean whales, or maybe even something more mythic, like the Leviathan the ancient Israelites imagined. And this is where we get to the most, radical idea from the commentary. The text uses this really specific, really powerful term for these new creatures, and it's one that kind of challenges a lot of what we might assume about animals. The Hebrew phrase is nefesh chaya, and it literally translates as living soul. That's right, the Bible, right there from the beginning, calls animals souls. The commentary argues this isn't just some poetic flair. It's a huge theological statement about what animal life actually is. And this is where you can really see the difference. Just think back to the plants, created on day 3. They're never called living souls. They don't get a direct blessing from God. And here's the brilliant point the commentary makes. Plants are part of the space being created, but the animals, they're the first inhabitants to actually fill that space. Now, this idea of spaces and inhabitants isn't just a random coincidence. When you zoom out and look at the whole week of creation, you start to see this incredible, intentional pattern emerge. It's like looking at a blueprint. So instead of a simple to-do list, what the commentary shows us is a master plan. The first 3 days are all about forming the different realms of creation. And then, the next 3 days are all about filling those very realms with life. And this chart just lays it out so perfectly. See this? Day 1, God creates light. Day 4, he fills that realm with the sun, moon, and stars. Day 3, he forms the land. Day 6, he fills it with land animals and us. And right in the middle, day 2, he separates the water and sky. And on day 5, our day, he fills them with fish and birds. It's this grand, symmetrical design where everything just fits. It's beautiful. Okay, so after creating these living souls, God does something for the very first time in the entire Bible. He blesses them. And what's in this blessing? Well, it tells us a lot about what the Creator wanted for the world. This is it, the very first blessing in all of Scripture. And get this, it's given to the fish and the birds, not to humans. It's a command to just flourish, to multiply, to fill the entire world with life. The big idea here is clearly abundance. And the commentary brings us back to that word from the very beginning, team or swarm. This suggests that animals were created in huge numbers right from the get-go. I mean, that's a huge contrast to humanity, which starts with just one pair, Adam and Eve. The world was apparently meant to be just bustling with animal life from the start. And this brings us to a really powerful question that the commentary asks us to think about. What does it say about God, that he wants the waters teeming and the skies just full of birds? It seems to point to a creator who finds deep creative joy in a world that is vibrant, dynamic, and just absolutely overflowing with life. All right, so after digging into just a few short verses with his commentary as our guide, what are the big ideas we should really hold on to? Let's just quickly summarize the main points. So there are really 3 crucial things here. First, the Bible straight up describes animals as living souls, which gives them this really special status. Second, the whole creation story isn't just random. It follows this elegant 3+3 pattern of forming and then filling. And third, God's very first blessing shows that he desires a world that is just teeming with abundant life. At the end of the day, this short passage opens up this amazing vision of a world that is just pulsing with purpose. It's a world of intentional design, where even the smallest creatures are seen as living souls, blessed by a God who just delights in a creation filled with souls that swim and soar. For more details and to explore the sources, you'll find the link to the original German blog post in the description, which also contains some English quotations. If you're interested in more Bible reflections, feel free to subscribe to the channel.